Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today we are going to figure out if Modern Warfare 2 is actually worth $70. For others, it's going to be completely different, of course, if you are in Europe. Regardless, a majority of players are concerned that this may be the new price point for a lot of games in the future, which would be a big downer considering bugs, glitches, and everything in between, right? Well, especially this disc right here is only 75 megabytes, which would fit into a PlayStation memory card. Not only that, yet when you do purchase the physical disc version, you do have to then install 100 gigabytes worth of data into your hard drive or SSD in order to play the game. If you have clicked on this video, then you are probably wondering, how is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign? Honestly, this storyline is not too bad. There are some moments that genuinely made me feel like I was back in Call of Duty 4 playing the All Gillied Up mission. Now the question comes to mind, is it like any other Call of Duty campaign? You know, action, shoot, and then you get your ending. Well, yeah, it really is. If you have been a fan of Call of Duty for quite some time, then this may not bother you. This is probably just a little appetizer for you before you even go into multiplayer. Now, this is not to take away anything from the actual game, because they have improved some of the campaign, such as using dialogue options. Not to mention, you have everything you need on hand, such as your grenades, heartbeat sensors, C4, etc. All this stuff right here you can use on these buildings, and you can approach certain types of enemies in different ways. I decided to throw a C4 on the door, then go to the very top and activate it and start shooting away. I felt like I was a part of the actual campaign, not just some sort of character that's there. I was able to go there, figure out a plan to attack this building, and use certain stuff. There's a lot more that I will not mention because I do want to keep this spoiler free. Now, for a majority of players out there, this may not be a huge game changer. I will be honest, this storyline is not bad, yet at the same time, I don't think it's going to be a wow factor for a lot of you. I really do not think so. I mean, you may be like me at the end, like, oh, hey, that's cool, but at the same time, guys, again, I don't think this is going to be a campaign that you are going to remember, or more so, it's not a campaign that's going to hit you in your feels if that's what you were looking for. For example, in the previous Call of Duty games, there is the infamous airport scene, which you go in and obliterate a whole crap ton of people. It's wild, and it's one of those moments in gaming history where you're like, that really happened? So yeah, it's a good campaign. It's just not memorable, if I had to say. Let's move on towards the Special Ops, or Spec Ops. And let's talk about that. Is it interesting? Well, yeah, there are some cutscenes that you do receive. This is meant to just give you a brief idea on what you can expect within the mission, as well as just get you hyped for it, right? Currently, there are only 3 special op missions that you can choose from, ranging from 2 stealth missions to this one, which is more of an aggressive approach. What I exactly mean by that is that there are some capture points that you need to claim, and there are going to be enemies trying to approach those capture points and trying to place down a bomb. Your goal is to defuse it and claim all 6. Of course, there are waves, so once you do capture a point, you will then progress over towards the second one once all the enemies have been eliminated. I do recommend that you come back here occasionally to pick up different weapons, or if you need to, you can actually go over here and purchase something from the shop, such as airstrikes, cluster mines, reinforcements, sentry turrets, self-revive kit, arm plate bundle, and of course, better yet, ammo box, right? Because you always need some ammo. I have to say, I do enjoy the whole idea of coming back here and grabbing certain items so that you can prep for your next wave. Or if you have like a certain strategy in mind, you can always come back and just pick up a sniper, which is what I have done within the video or these clips. I came back, purchased a weapon, or actually grabbed a weapon, I should say, and then kind of felt like I was American Sniper or maybe John Wick of some sort. If you are curious as to how big the actual map size is for this Special Ops mission that I'm currently in, it's decently big, so it does give you a little bit to explore. Yet for other stealth-wise missions for Special Ops, it's a little bit more expansive, it's a little bit bigger. And I'll show you what I mean right here once I do open up the map. I do think that you guys are going to enjoy the stealth missions a little bit more than maybe that first one that I just showed you. I personally enjoy these stealth missions because of the exploration, as well as you are able to hop in vehicles and traverse. Now, one question may come to mind: are there bugs? Yes, of course there are. I mean, this is a Call of Duty game, and I don't know, most games nowadays do have bugs, so it's not a huge surprise. Is there anything game-breaking in terms of playing? It might be. Let me explain what I mean by that. I'm not too sure if this is going to affect console players. Let me know if you are on console, and you could probably confirm this down below. Yet on PC, if I go towards the keybind while in-game, either Spec Ops or if I am in a multiplayer, I try to go to my keybinds, and if I scroll all the way down and then try to go to the advanced menu keybinds, the moment that I click on this to expand it out, what happens is that the whole entire menu completely freezes, including in-game. Now, if I exit out by tapping the escape key like a madman, I will then come back to the game sort of lagging. Now, this is not based on my connection, especially this clip right here when I clicked F1. I'm not too sure what this exactly does, yet this definitely did cap my FPS to at least 15. This whole low FPS eventually stopped when I did run into a mine. Funny enough, that completely triggered it to stop. I did not click anything special to stop this, so if you are experiencing this, I'm not too sure what can help. Yeah, it's just a little bug that's going around. I'm sure these things are going to be fixed. So it may be game breaking for you, especially if you are in a multiplayer. Do not mess with your keybinds. I'm sure eventually this will be fixed. They will end up patching this so that you can then participate in a multiplayer game and change your binds and all that. For right now, what I do suggest is that you go into the main menu first and then adjust your binds from there. And then you can go into your multiplayer game or Spec Ops or whatever you are going to be doing that following day. As for the gameplay itself, is it fun? Is it enjoyable? Is it something that you should participate in? Yeah, for sure, man, but I don't think this is going to be anything different from any of the previous Special Ops. Of course, there is a difference in map size, AIs, weapon choice, and all that stuff. Other than that, it is the good old Special Ops. As for multiplayer, I'm sure a lot of you are curious as to this. It's the same as you would expect in any Call of Duty game. You run, shoot, choose, shoot your kill streaks down. It's a fair gameplay, I'd say, and it's enjoyable. There are a few maps that I enjoy in the multiplayer that is beautiful, enjoyable. There is actually a bridge one where there's a bunch of vehicles and you go down and up and shoot a bunch of players if you are in a multiplayer game, of course. So we discussed campaign, Special Ops, and now multiplayer. What is the verdict? Is this game worth $70? And the answer is no! This game is not worth 70 bucks. What the heck is going on here? What kind of world are we living in to where we now have to pay 70 bucks in order to purchase a video game? Especially Call of Duty out of everything. And this is not to just discredit Call of Duty, because yeah, there are some enjoyable games in the previous that have been quite a spectacle. Now, does Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022 version fall into that category of it becoming something spectacular? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it is a negative. At least in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of you Call of Duty fans are going to embrace a different opinion, and that's quite fine, right? We all have our own opinions. As to mine, it may not be something that you find satisfying. Anywho, let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is the game of the year? Is it actually good? Is it worth buying? I, again, do not think it's worth purchasing as of right now, especially the price point being $70. You could wait till it goes on sale. Yet there might be some concern there, because I imagine that they may just decrease the price so that it is then $59.99 as your typical game price would be, right? If you're in Europe, it's completely different, but I'm sure that's how it's going to turn out to be. It's going to be a $59.99 game. When they do add the discounts and whatnot, if they end up doing that, right? Because they've done that in the past. So yeah, there's my review. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and if you have any questions, leave them down below. I will try to answer them. I appreciate everyone that is currently subscribed and is a member, and those that comment some great ones down below. Appreciate you guys too. I will see you all on the next video.